Hey everybody, good morning. I wanted to do well before I start the video. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment, and then drop any stock you guys want me to do TA on, stock or crypto or anything, and I'll make a full video of TA, and I'll make it raw, right? I stopped making raw TA videos because they took so long. But if you guys want me to go back to those, it seems like you guys do. I'll definitely go back to the raw videos on TA and stuff, which is how I'm going to do this SPX chart, right? I wanted to talk about like what's going on with SPX specifically, as well as like banks and all that crap going on, right? So to begin, right, and just to give you guys, this is all free sauce for you guys, right? So you guys better learn from this video because I don't do these videos that often anymore, right? Right now we are going to set up support and resistance, right? That's basically it. That's the name of the game, support and resistance. The way that I do it, I think I have videos like a year ago explaining this, but I'll do it again for you guys. And the way that I set up support and resistance is essentially by these wicks, right? And I'm not going to go super in depth. The super in depth videos are going to be for my Patreon members. If you want to join, obviously. I know I don't usually put the links in the bio or in the description or in the comments, whatever. I usually just upload these videos and I just go on throughout my day, right? That's really it. But you guys can search through my past videos. All the links are there and stuff. It's www.patreon.com/but I'm not a trader, all one word. And it'll essentially take you there, right? What I like to do is I like to use the wicks, right? I like to use the weekly chart because if you use the daily, yes, with the daily, there's a little bit more accuracy and stuff, but I actually stopped using the daily because I don't like, I guess we'll do it now, but we can do it today. But I don't like using the daily strictly because, what is it called? There's too much going on, essentially, right? I don't like using it because there's a lot going on when you use the daily. But if we use the daily today, which will be fine, right? I usually go back on TradingView, right? For example, look at this, right? Right now, you have this is what, November, March, whatever. This is just a couple months back, right? But I usually like to, you see how over here, this area kind of gets out of this zone right here, right? You have a zone between like 430 and like 350-ish. You know how the zone area right here? Usually I tend to not go back. I usually like to stay in one zone. So I'll make my trading view like right here, right? That's generally where I'll put my trading view. It's where like the zones are and stuff, right? It's all generally in one area, right? And we can start by getting our horizontal line. And I don't like going up here because it doesn't make sense going all the way up here, right? That doesn't make sense. You want to stick in this general area where your price action is, right? So I'll come down here, right? And I'll stick with this wick right here that's right there, right? And I'll go down, right? Look at this wick, go down, and I'll try to hit as many wicks as possible without hitting any candles, right? So we'll start here and look at the horizontal line, right? Look how many wicks that actually touches. So we have one here, 2 wicks, 3 wicks there. Can we go lower without touching any more candles? Probably. We can probably go down to maybe a 417, right? Like right there before you really get aggressive with touching candles and stuff, right? And then you can go do the same thing with the bottom, right? You have this first wick right here. You go up, 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 up. That's a second touch wick. Second touch wick is right there. And then the third touch is like right there. If you go up any higher, you'll start touching candles, right? We don't want that. So again, here, you have 2 wicks right there. You go up, up, up. And you keep going up, right? 2 wicks right there. 3 wicks right here, right? You keep going up. I think you can stop right. Let me see. You go right here, right there. Can you go up a little bit higher? Right there. I think that's going to be up. There's like a 4th tiny wick. I know the video is a little bit zoomed in, so it's kind of hard to tell. But we can zoom in a little bit more now that we have those two, right? And again, we're really looking for general areas like this area. All these are together right here, like all this right here. So we'll do this, right? Look at all these wicks right here. We'll go up, up, up. That's already 2 wicks right there. Wick, wick, wick. Can we go up a little bit higher? I think we can go up a little bit higher. Generally, you have this area here, so we'll put another one there, right? Because you're touching this zone. All these wicks right here, and then this one. Actually, this should be a little bit lower, to be honest, because I want to hit these wicks right there, right? So we'll go down, we'll go down right, at least touching one of the wicks. That's fine. And I think we have. Then we have one more zone, which is actually where we are. So it's wick here, wick, and then these wicks right there. So we'll do it right. I think that actually fits perfectly where we're at right now on that range. And then I think we have all these wicks here with this jet, and then these wicks right there. So we'll probably leave it at. Can we go lower than this to touch these? Yeah, like that zone. There you go. So there you go. I usually like setting my support and resistance on, what is it called? On the weekly, but I'll do it on the daily just because we have all these areas right here. Generally perfectly fine. Then I like to zoom out again, zoom in again. And then what we're doing now is we're looking for any kind of trends that we can find, right? Generally any kind of trend. So you did have that big trend from November, I think, or January, that when the drop started, trend, right? And it was all the way down right there. We don't need that anymore because we broke out of it. And you're actually on a trend now, right? Like you're from these, I mean, you actually can use, I don't like using huge low wicks, right? But you see how, yeah, that's low right here? I don't like using that low because it's a huge wick, right? I don't think we really need that wick. And then I like using the trends to go on like right here, right? It's usually I usually use the highest, the lowest, the next lowest wick, which is I think generally this one, which is that one right there, right? So we'll put a trend right there, right? And then let me see, where else can we have another? And I think that's kind of it for trends. And then you have a downtrend right here, right? So if you look at it, right, what's happening right now, right? If you actually look at SPX, right, you were on a bullish trend since what, October of last year, right? Came up, came down, came up, came down, right? You bounced off trend, came up, right? Retested that resistance, came down, broke it, and now you just retested, right? You just retested a perfect retest, right? Right there. Perfect retest this last Friday, right? Perfectly retested, right? What does market structure tell us, right? And again, this is a video that I'm giving you guys. This is all free sauce, bro, right? So I'm letting you guys know exactly what's going on. What does this tell you guys? This is a perfect market restructure of, this is a perfect retest of structure, right? A perfect break of trend, perfect retest. What does TA tell us, right? This is textbook, right? Textbook says that we're 100% going back to 380. Wherever you see it, I don't care what you think. I don't care who taught you. This is a perfect retest of an undertrend, right? Of a trend on the underside. Came down, came up, perfect retest. This tells us that we're going 100% back to 380. Why? Because this is a perfect break of trend, retest, down, right? I can't say that enough. So as of right now, right, even on the 8 hour, right, I'm pretty sure you closed the 8 hour, yeah, you closed the 8 hour bearish, right? You close the 8 hour bearish and you're on a 4 hour trend. And again, you have a smaller trend here on the 4 hour, which again, we can use, right? You can use all these trends here, right? Lowest wick, like right there. That's all we need. So as soon as this trend breaks, I think we're going to come back down, break this trend, come all the way to 380. Look at that perfect retest of trend. This is an almost guarantee that we're going to come back to 380, possibly down the next level of 365. And again, you need this to happen again. So again, what's going to happen with SPY, it'll probably come down here, break this, come down like this, retest here maybe, and then come all the way back down, right? And again, it might do the same thing here, right? You come back down, you come down like all the way down here or something, like maybe midway, come up and like retest, and then drop all the way down again, right? Whoops. Well, you get it, right? It'll come retest, come all the way back down. That's usually what happens. You usually have these touches, and the daily is a really good support and resistance structure system, right? And the daily is something that you guys can get used to using. The 4 hour, the 4 hours are pretty great for trends and everything else. But as of right now, yes, I do think that we're going to be headed back down. There was also rumors that Credit Suisse, with the loan that they had of like $50 billion or something stupid, right? $54 billion, that's not enough to keep Credit Suisse afloat or to help them out. That's what came out. There's also rumors. There's also a lot of stuff that's been coming out that small regional banks are also starting to fail. They're asking for extensions on like a 2-year extension for their loans and stuff to guarantee a coverage of 2 years out. So things are starting to get bad, and I told you guys that we are not. I said this in the comments before. I responded to multiple comments. I responded to multiple people, and everybody says, "Oh, it's a black swan event. It's a black swan event." This is not a black swan event yet, right? and you need confirmation. There's no black swan yet. You can't. You can't. Nobody knows. You can't. If this was a black swan event, right? This wouldn't be a black swan event. A black swan event is something that nobody knows. It just happens, right? Black swan events are like COVID. Black swan events are like 2008. If this is a black swan event, it could potentially be, but things have to get a lot worse before they get better, right? Black swan events, in theory, you're not supposed to know what they are. It's just also this is completely random. I don't know why I'm sharing this, but I'm a programmer, right? And if you guys want the Black-Scholes formula or the Black-Scholes algorithm for options, let me know, and I'll put that in a video, and you guys can have that. So I actually wrote that down. I wrote a script to run the Black-Scholes algorithm. It's considered arguably one of the one of the hardest formulas in the history of math. And I have it in a Python script, right? I wrote it out in a Python script, and it's actually to accurately give you the right, accurately give you what a contract should be worth, right? But if you guys want, that's random. I don't know why I said that, but yeah, I think SPY is going down. I think banks are gonna keep suffering. Again, I don't think this is a black swan event. I think things are gonna get worse, man. I think things are gonna get worse. And again, I'm gonna come back in 13 days, because I showed my Patreon this I showed you guys this. I showed you guys this chart, I think like maybe a month ago, right? And I told you guys my targets for US 30 are 34 and 29.5, right? And I showed you guys this a long time ago, right? I think like a month ago. I think we were like up here at 33.8, and I told you guys, I'm like, yo, I'm pretty sure US 30 or the DJI, the Dow Jones, is gonna come crashing down to these levels. These are my targets, right? That's what I think is gonna happen. I don't think this trend is gonna hold up, and I think we're gonna crash. And there's that monthly bubble, right? There's that monthly green bubble that we're looking for to make sure. If the monthly closes bearish, dude, this RIP fucking everything. If you look at the SPX, right, same thing. The SPX on the monthly, look at how close we are. Look at how close we are to closing that monthly bubble, right? I think it's going to close maybe next month. What are we in? January, February, March? I think maybe in April, maybe in June, it's going to close. And I'm telling you, there's a very, very, very high chance. This I'll be honest, right? This whole area here from 414 to 396, this whole area is an order block. And you're already in the monthly, and you already broke this, bro. Right? The next area for us to go to is 357, right? If you already broke this whole order block, logically the next level is going to be 360, 354, and it looks like we're headed down in that direction, right? That's what it looks like. It really, really does look like we're headed down in that direction, regardless of news, regardless of anything else. That's what it looks like. That's where it looks like we're headed. But again, oops, that's the wrong video. That's the wrong thingy. I think it was a Wanda, right? Yeah, there we go. So these are our levels. These are going to be your levels, right? If you guys want to screenshot this, right, for the SPX, 417, 407, 391, 380, 365, 356. And these are on the daily, right? If you start breaking these levels, right, if you start breaking this level to the downside on 380, right, chances are you're going down to 365 pretty fast. If you break 365, you're going down to 356 pretty fast. And I think we'll see a lot of support at 356, right? I think we'll see a very, very, very huge support at 356. Oh, actually, we have another one here. I usually like putting them on the lows too. So you have 356 support, and then you also have 348 support. And then after that, things get kind of gnarly, right? If we start looking for targets after that level, it's gonna get pretty gross. I think the next stop after 348 is 339. And then after that 349 level, it's a big drop to 323, right? So these are going to be your levels for SPX. Regardless of what anybody thinks, these are your levels. I don't really look at any other traders, nobody like that. I'm going to end this video because it's been too long. But again, this is textbook, right? Textbook break of trend, bounce off of structure, bounce off support, came up, retested structure, you're coming all the way back down to 380. And I would argue that we're actually on our way to 365. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.